Professor Shonku, a Bengali scientist, has built a rocket and set off to Mars. His companions are his servant Prahlad, his cat Newton, and a robot he has built called Bidhu Shekhar. Here, Professor Shonku narrates his experience. We landed on Mars 2 hours ago. I am writing my diary, sitting on a soft, yellow, rocky mound. Everything here, the trees, the ground, stones and rocks, is kind of soft and feels like rubber. Everything is the opposite of what we see on Earth. Is there no life on Mars? I haven't yet seen a living creature. At first, I was afraid to taste the water in the river. Then, when I saw Newton drinking it, I cupped my hand and drank a mouthful of water. It tasted absolutely wonderful. I had one sip, and all my tiredness vanished. But I am worried about Bidhu Shekhar. I switched him on as soon as we landed, but he did not move. What's the matter? You do want to go out, don't you? I asked him. He shook his head. Danger, he said. What danger? What are you afraid of? I asked. Bidhu Shekhar answered. Danger, terrible danger. He said nothing more, nor did he want to join us. So we had to leave him in the rocket, only from Martian soil. We have had the most terrifying experience on Mars. As soon as the sun rose, I left the mound where I was sitting, and I heard a strange sound. Tintiri, tintiri, tintiri. I looked around, trying to understand where the sound was coming from, but at that very moment a terrible scream froze my blood. Prahlad had his right arm wrapped around Newton, and he was running towards the rocket. There was a creature that was chasing him. It was not human, nor an animal, or a fish. Yet it had something in common with all three. I ran after the creature. Prahlad climbed into the rocket quite safely. Bidhu Shekhar jumped out of the rocket and stood in the creature's way. I turned around and saw that at least 300 similar creatures were coming towards us. They were all making that horrible noise. Tintiri, tintiri, tintiri. Bidhu Shekhar swung his arm and brought it down on the creature he was facing. It flapped its fins and fell to the ground. Bidhu Shekhar began moving towards the other creatures. He was not going to try and fight the entire Martian army on his own, was he? Desperately, I pressed the switch on his left shoulder. Bidhu Shekhar fell down and stopped moving. I began loosening the screws on Bidhu Shekhar's waist. The creatures were getting closer. I managed to separate Bidhu Shekhar's top half from his legs and dragged it back to the rocket. Then I began pulling at his legs. The army was within 50 yards. Quickly, I pulled Bidhu Shekhar's legs and climbed into the rocket myself. We had managed to escape from our Martian hosts.